Testing 1, 2. Okay, we're live. Hey Seth, everything okay? Robert, how we all doing? I'm recording this not only on YouTube but on an additional camera. So if this comes out terrible again with this delay, it's going to come back to you. I'm going to put it up on YouTube, okay? Like today, it says linear concept, I believe, we're going to work on. That's actually for tonight. Also, I want to do something here about Sunday's broadcast. I do want to take a few things from Steve Forster's book, not today, 143 binary algorithms based upon the Bolero. So we're going to be working out of some of that. But I want to prep you today for some linear development. Now, as we know, linear is just a straight line of rhythm. Actually, line 1 to 72 in the stick control book is linear. You know, any line you play is linear. You can play any line on multiple surfaces, but only hit one surface at a time. Like for example, if I took line 1, if I played it just on one surface, 1 and 2 and 4, and you could play that like 1 and 2 and, right? You're distributing like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Mix it up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That's line 1. That's pretty simple. But anyway, I did come up with some formulas just to let you know that's linear. If I play a line like this, for example, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, that's not a linear line. That's a line, a broken line of rhythm. Quarter notes, eighth notes, or sixteenths. 1. Understand the difference? Linear would be 1, 8, Now there's one linear concept that I enjoy and I find very useful when I'm playing in a using a rock pattern or a funk pattern. Okay, what I do is, let's say I make right equal my right hand on the hi-hat. And when I have a left, I make it equal to the bass drum. So if I did the first line, right, left, right, left, I just played a linear line of eighth notes between the hi-hat and the bass drum. But we're going to do something different. We're going to, I like to do this eventually in 16th note triplets, but for the meantime, let's think eighth note triplets. So R is going to become 1, and the left is going to become 2. And it's just a straight line. If I play this, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. I played a linear line, but it was layered or harmonic. All right, let's go back to what I was just showing you. The triplet. I'm thinking right there as 16th note triplets, but at first, think of eighth note triplets. So we have the first one, right is this, remember? Left is this. So if I do the first guy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Here's line 2. Line 3. Understand? I don't have that written out, but I'm going to put that in my book, volume 3 or whatever, stick control linear concepts, stick control book, stick control polyrhythms, and revise the first one. We have this book, guys. Robert, do you have this? 143 binary algorithms based upon Ravel's Bolero. Do you have that book? I want to take some stuff out of the book and work with it. It's a good book. It really is. I wasn't too happy with Sunday. Well, because the playbacks came. What is this? Yeah, it's in the mail, Seth. I didn't like the way it came back off of YouTube. So that's why I'm waiting to get a new camera. And I'll have one in a week or two. But like I said, I'm filming this on an additional camera, which I will upload to YouTube after the lesson. Okay? Yeah, it's by Steve Forrester. Do you understand that exercise? And Steve insisted upon using his drum pad, which you couldn't hear. And I had a mic. I had the mic all the way up. Okay? And I don't know, I think he was just a little bit nervous. He didn't know where to begin or how to explain. So that's why I want to take, and it's not belittling Steve. Steve's a good drummer. Great hands, great player, and an all-around great guy. So I'm going to do a few lessons from his book, and that's as I promised. Okay? All right, so now you understand the first guy. I'm thinking triplets. 1, 2, right, left, right, left. Now, if you could use the metronome, say get it up to 180, then you want to change the count. Instead of counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and let's do 16th note triplets. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Line 3. 1 and 2. Okay, and then we can put it into some sort of rock version, use it as some sort of fill, or fill in rather. And that's one of many. But if you want to work, say today, let's say you're going to practice 2 hours today. Let's just hypothetically say that. I know you guys don't. But if you do, and you want to work on linear concepts, there's a warm-up exercise I would recommend. Stacy, how you doing? All right, we take the stick control book again, and we're thinking of the stick control book like this: 1 and 2 and 4. But we're going to think of this as 1E and 2E, the 3E and 4E and the E's and the does we're going to play with the bass drum. So the first line would be 1E and 2. It's linear. So whatever you want to do, you have all these drums up here. Too many drums for me. So let's say you want to play that exercise. All R's will be on the floor tom-tom. All L's would be here. So you'd have 1 E and 3 E and 4 E, and then you fill it in. Line 2. Line 3. Got it? And I will just put the metronome on. You don't have, if you'd like to put them in order, do line 1 through 24 or 1 through 72, God bless you. I just randomly play. Playing linear. Stacy, did you get the first linear concept, the triplet? Did you get that, Stacy? We should start getting back into a little bit of jazz patterns besides. But I want to devote today and tomorrow to linear. Not sure. Okay, let me go over it again. The first one of the day was we were thinking of, we were using 3 voices. The hi-hat with the right hand. Okay, and the snare drum obviously with the left. And then the bass drum. So what I said, I'm going to make R equal the right hand on the hi-hat. 1. Come to the left, and. All right, let's go, we'll make it eighth note triplets. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Example, line 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, that's a linear line in itself. But I want to add to that. I want to put it, the balance of the eighth note triplet. So, for example, line 1 would be 1 and 2, 3, 4. Got it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, now we're thinking eighth note triplets. Line 3 would be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. All right, line 5, 1, 2. That's right, it's easy. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I made a mistake there. You get that, Stacy? I'm playing the same thing, but now I put my right hand on Mr. Floor. Right, but I'm thinking only now in 8th note triplets. I like to think about that in 16th note triplets. Like 1 and 2 and 3. Now fill in the triplets. 1 and 2 and line 3. Understand? Alright, now, like I said, the warm-up you could play as between the snare and the bass drum, or the tom-toms and the bass drum. 1 E, 1 E and the 2 E and the 2 E and the 4 E and the 1 E and the, or line 3, 2 rights, 2 lefts. Do that for 10 minutes at a tempo with the metronome. You don't have to keep it in any kind of order as long as you don't break the feel. That'll loosen you up. All right, so that's like just, you know, an exercise plus one linear formula. All right, now, as you're starting to see, the stick control book is an endless journey. It really is. And, you know, like I said, when somebody tells me, yeah, I've done the stick control book 30 years ago when I put it away, I went through the whole book. Well, to me, that's pretty shallow, because there's so much in that book. And as you get into the book and get deeper and deeper into like these formulas, you're going to find that everything that you went out and purchased, any kind of drum instructional book, you're going to find the stick control there. The stick control book's going to be with you forever, as long as you play the drums. All right, so let's do another formula. So that was the first one. I don't have it written out. The second formula, let's take R as a double in 16th note formation. Let's take R as 1 E to fill the balance of the 16th and so I'm taking the right hand going. Nice and slow. And you can move it around. Got it? Or you can make, I don't want to use the hi-hat or the double bass drums. So let's just use the 3 limbs. Yeah, we can use the hi-hat. All right, you understand that one. R equals right, boom, boom. L equals left, right, right. So if I did that between the floor tom-tom and the snare, this is what I would have. Developmental exercise. Do we all understand that one? Got it, guys? Alright, I don't want to do too much. Alright, then we have, did I send in anybody the stick control book, fill-ins as linear? Stacy, Seth, Robert, you remember the fill-ins? Line 3, every time we come to 2 lefts or 2 rights or 3 rights or 4 rights, we fill it in with the balance of the 16th. For example, line 3, we have 1 and 2. Okay? So now, there's 2 rights and 2 lefts. I'm going to fill it in. 1 E and 2 E and. That's the stick control book with the fill-ins. That's line 3. Line 5 would be 1 and 2 E. Did I send you the books? The sheets on that? Guys, man, it gets hot in here and it gets dry. You remember that, Seth? Okay. Robert and Stacy, do you have the sheets on that? The stick control book with the fill-ins? Well, we're going to take that to another level. Notice I don't sit here and do number 1, number 2, number 3 until I get to 24, then turn the page and do another page and then another page, and then you see the lesson's over. All right, but I did send it to you, right, Stacy? I emailed you the sheets, okay. Whatever I had done. So let's take the third line and make it linear. So I have on one surface as the fill-in 1E and 2E and all right, now how are we going to make that linear? So we're going to put in the blank the missing 16th note, with the bass drum. Now we go to line 5, as written with the fill-in. So now we're taking the stick control book and make it a fill-in. So how are we going to make it a straight line of 16ths? So we're going to have 1, E, and da, right? We understand that. As 1, E, and line 5 would be. I'm using different voices, but it's linear. Here it is. Now I'm not putting these into any kind of formation. You know, you can see where it can go, but I'm not doing that. I'm just giving you an explanation. Do we understand it? All right. Anyway, that's going to be about enough for the new stuff today. Let's go over some of the old stuff. Anything that you'd like to go over that you're not certain of, or you want to make sure you're doing it correctly, throw it at me. Go ahead. Robert, Seth, Stacy, and whoever else might be. There's quite a few people in here. There's 11 people, and there's only 3 in the chat. Why is that? Get in the chat, people who are watching. Say hello. Ask some questions. Now, I'm not here thundering some linear concepts or linear fills. Ins. Anything you'd like to cover, anything you'd like to go over. Jazz patterns 3 against 4. Talk to me. I was doing 3 against 4 last night on the Facebook. What's this one? polyrhythms. Oh, okay, all right, the 3 against 4. That's what we're talking about. Last night on Facebook, I was doing a broadcast. Robert was there, and there was another guy there, and I was demonstrating 3 against 4. And he said, oh, I can't hear the 3 against 4. Look, I can't help you can't hear it. All right? I'm explaining what I'm doing. I'm doing triplets against 16th notes. A grouping of 3 and a grouping of 4 played together. One hand is doing the 4, one hand is doing the 3. Polyrhythms means more than one rhythm at a time. Now, the way I break it is very unusual. Even guys that have been playing 40, 50 years never heard of the way I did it, because they're not shallow, they're good players. But the norm for 3 against 4 is if I played 4 quarter notes with the bass drum, for example, and with the snare drum, I played half note triplets. That's 4 against 3. That's kind of standard. But I've taken it to another level. All right? Let me demonstrate it again. And we're going to do 3 against 4. I did this last night, so I'll do it again. We're going to do 3 with the bass drum. Do you remember, Stacy, how I break it up? The triplet, 1E and the 2E and the 3 and the 1, 2. There's 3. Now hi-hat's a downbeat. 2, 3. 1E and the 2E and the 3 and the 1E and the 2, 3, 1. So now I just established the 3 with the bass drum and 1 with the hi-hat. In reality, that's 3 against 1. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Got it? Now how do I get the 4 in there? So I'm going to play the 4. I'll play it with my right hand. All right? I'm breaking up the 16ths because I'm thinking at the moment when I'm doing it slowly as 1E and the 2E and the 3 and the 1E and the 2E and the 3 and the. So every third count I'm gonna hit 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the. So I put that with the 3 in the bass drum and the hi-hat on 1. 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the. Now, you can't really hear 3 against 4 yet, but you are playing 3 against 4. You're putting all the voices together as the 3 against 4. As you play that for a while, you understand that, Stacy? And the 2E and the 3E and the. Hold on a second. I just lowered the mic so you don't hear it so much. And it doesn't do any good. Alright, well let me break it down a little bit more. And I'm going to go back to ground zero. 3 against 4. I'm going to play 3 with one limb and 4 with another limb for this demonstration. Polyrhythm means 2 rhythms, a rhythm played against another rhythm. So I'm playing 3 with my left hand and 4 with my right hand. So I'm playing 2 different rhythms at one time. Now, how do I establish the 3 and how do I establish the 4? Like I did explain, it seems to be norm that you play 4 quarter notes and some half note triplets on top. That's 4 on the bottom and 3 on the top would be 4 against 3 or 3 against 4. That's not how we're thinking about it. We're thinking about an 8th note triplet three notes, one and then the 16th notes, one E and played together. Now the rule is, the way you figure out it's a rule, I say it's a rule, who knows what it is, or the method rather, or the formula, is multiply 3 times 4. 3 times 4 is going to give you 12. So if I count 12 counts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, no, what am I doing? Well, I'm sorry. If I count 12 counts rather, it's going to be 1, E, and 2, E, and 3, E, and. Okay, so now I break up that 4. So if I'm playing 3 against 2, 4 rather, when I play the 4, I got to play the 4 inside the triplet. So I'm counting the triplet, 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and that's 12 counts. So what I did with the right hand to get to 3 was play every 4 counts. 1 E and then 2 E and 3 E and So that's the 3. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and. I put my hi-hat on the 1 of the downbeat of the triplet. This is the triplet. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm counting in 16ths. 1 E and 2 E and 3. 1 E and 2 E and 3. Then I'm going to play the 4. So when I play the 4, inside of that count, it's every 3 notes. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 1. So you put them together. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and Now at that tempo it doesn't sound like anything, but you're putting everything in place. As you know, practicing is repetitive. The more you play that and the little up tempo you do, you're going to start to hear the 3 over here and the 4 here. On the 1 of the downbeat of the triplet. But in order to get there, you have to do it slow and put everything in order. You should, and I'm going to hook up the metronome later on tonight. I'm going to demonstrate that. Remember, Bob, you said play that 80. And you know, believe it or not, 80 is pretty fast to play that polyrhythm. I'm going to play it tonight for you, all right, for us. Okay, so I'm going to take the lesson tonight at my site. If by any chance there's a problem connecting, meet me on Facebook on my page. You know how to get there now, Bob, right? Stacy and whoever else may be watching. Seth, you still there? All right, we'll work on it, Stacy. No problem. Okay? So we'll see everybody tonight at my site, 7 p.m. Okay? Try to find those books. Now I'm on my site. Like I said, if there's a problem connecting, which usually most of the time, or sometimes rather, let me say that. Sometimes there is. So, well, just meet me at my page, on my Facebook page, and we'll do a lesson there. Okay, any questions?